Next up, we have a live simulcast from Nico's Restaurant on Staten Island with Vinny Pastore, big pussy from The Sopranos. He was in over 100 movies and TV appearances. Me and Dana was there. We really don't do things like this, but we did it because it was a great opportunity meeting Vinny, and we met a bunch of other Sopranos while we were there. So we're just going to give you a little taste today, and let's show the rolling to the view of the audience. Artie, roll it, buddy. Good evening, it's Johnny P.
And I'm Dana Caruso.
And we're here live at Nico's Restaurant at 3471 Richmond Road, Staten Island, New York. And I'm here with one of Hollywood's finest, Vinny Pastore.
How are you?
Vinny, how you doing, buddy?
Nice to be here in Staten Island. Hi, Andy. How are you?
Good to see you.
How you doing?
What's going on these days?
Well, I'm here in Staten Island because Anthony and Barbara, who are the owners of Nico's here, I come out on Thursday nights, and we have a thing we call it Nick's Night. Nick Puccio runs the show, and we have a fine time. And you know, we get here about 6 o'clock, 6:30, and we usually stay until about 12 o'clock, and we eat, and we have karaoke. And tonight we got 4 Dead Sopranos with us. You never know who's going to show up at Nico's on a Thursday night.
This is a great time. The food is excellent. You've been doing a lot. You've been in over 100 films, TV appearances, everything from Carlito's Way. The Jerky Boys was one of my favorites.
Thank you. Yeah, that was great.
Forget about it. The Jerky Boys corrupted half of America with prank phone calls, including myself.
Yeah.
General Hospital he was just on, and everyone knows him as Big Pussy from The Sopranos. So you got a lot of things going on. I mean, how was it being Vinny Pastore?
Well, I started late. I was in the club business until 1987. In fact, that's why I like coming into Nico's, because you know, this is what I was doing prior to the acting, running restaurants and nightclubs. And I started late, and I'm having a great time. And I got lucky. I got lucky because I was in some classic stuff, you know, Gotti and Sopranos.
Gotti was one of my favorites.
Yeah, and I got lucky, so I'm very happy. And I put a theater company together, and all the guys here that are the Dead Sopranos tonight, they're all a part of my theater company.
Oh, really?
So you can come see some of our plays and see guys that were on The Sopranos on stage. Yeah, we just did On the Waterfront.
Nice, I heard about that.
And now we're doing a pilot called Holy Meatballs, and we shot that yesterday at Cha-Cha's in Little Italy. And so we're creating a lot of things, you know. We're starting to develop our own stuff. Speaking
of the Gotti movie, I watched it last week, and I forgot there was so many great actors in that. That was a great cast.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of those guys that were on there became regular cast members on Sopranos. So
William Forsythe, too?
Well, Forsythe was a great actor, but who came from there and became a Soprano? Dominic Chianese, Frank Pellegrino, Tony Sirico, myself.
Yep.
Who was in Gotti, and then HBO saw us and they put us in Sopranos.
The acting was very strong in that.
Thank you. Yeah, it was good and very real. And Amado Sante was the best.
Now, what about your experience with General Hospital?
Well, I went out there and I worked a week, and then they sent me back to Palermo, so I guess I'm still in Palermo.
We've been watching General Hospital for years. The best part of it is the storyline. How was it working with Maurice and Steve Burton?
Oh, well, the guy plays Sonny in
Yeah.
Yeah, he's you know, he's bipolar.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he told me he was bipolar. He told me he tried to kill his wife.
Probably want to keep that to himself.
But the fact that he told me she's still with him, she must love him, or he must have something that we ain't got.
Yeah.
Now, what about the Jerky Boys? What was your experience with that?
That was like one of my first jobs. And as they say in the business, that was the first film I was able to carry.
Yes.
In other words, I was in it for an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And it was good.
But that was hilarious with the phone calls.
Yeah,
You're
a
like,
lot of stuff.
this?
A lot of the stuff was improvisation. A lot of it's improvisation.
But
And I love doing improvisation. My whole pilot, like I was just talking to B outside, and he said, you didn't have a script yesterday. I said, yeah, I don't work with a script. Cassavetes didn't work with a script. You go in with an idea as long as the guy behind the camera knows what you're going to do. And the actors trust you.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I know what I'm doing. I'm thinking about it all night long. I'm thinking about it. But do I write it down? No, I sit down with the actors and I say, okay, we're going to shoot a scene. And this is what we're going to do. And you're this guy, and you're this guy, and you're this guy. And let's go for it. And you do 2 or 3 takes. And you take the stuff, and you have a film. Now, why don't I want to write a script? It's because I'd rather make up things along the line with my actors than say, you have to say this, and you have to do that, and you got to go memorize this. And that's the worst part of acting, going out and memorizing 2, 3 days, lines, and then you got to come in. So I go like this. Okay, here's the situation. You guys are couples. You're having a fight, and you got to say something to her. Action, and you start. And it's sometimes, and Marty does that. Scorsese, and it's real.
The improvisation is great.
Yeah, Mean Streets was totally improvisational film. You know, what Marty does is he says, okay, guys, this is the setup. Rehearse. Boom. Okay, let's go shoot it. Remember what you did in rehearsal.
Memorization, I'm the worst.
Yeah, it's tough. A lot of actors, when you're doing soap operas and theater, it's really, really tough. And if you forget your lines, like Bobby Finaro's out there in the restaurant, Bobby will tell you that when we were doing Lamppost reunion on Broadway, a lot of nights people would forget their lines, and you throw everybody off, you know. So that's the tough thing about theater. But improvisational theater is very, very funny, you know. And, well, enough about that.
Now listen, out of all the movies that you did in your whole life, which movie or TV show that you did that you came so close with the cast and like you feel like you'll never...
Well, that has to be Sopranos, and you can see, here it is.
Of course.
Almost 10 years since we started, and we're still friends.
That movie, the TV show will go down in history.
Yeah.
I love it. I got the box set.
Listen, I'm going to go get a couple more of my dead guys so you can talk to me before the night's over.
Do what you got to do.
And I want to say thank you.
Vinny, thanks for
doing
coming
this
into
tonight.
our neighborhood. It's
You're
a
at
pleasure.
Nico's in Staten Island. Don't forget, if you come in on Thursday night and you say Big Pussy Century, Anthony gives you a free slice.
Exactly. Back to our show.
That was a lot of fun.
That was a good time.
It was. It definitely was.
That was a good time. Our director inside, Artie, was there doing the camera work. Thank you, Artie.